Good morning. It's Saturday, November 23rd. I'm Stephanie Bertini in the Fox 5 newsroom. Thanks for joining us live here on the Fox Local app. Right now, a suspect is on the run and another injured after a police-involved shooting in the Bronx. It happened yesterday afternoon. The NYPD says officers were responding to a 911 call in the Soundview section when a suspect pulled out a gun. Police opened fire, hitting that suspect twice in the leg. He's expected to be okay. The defense has rested in the Daniel Penny manslaughter trial without Penny taking the stand. The former Marine is charged in the chokehold death of Jordan Neely on the subway last year. Penny pleaded not guilty. Closing arguments are expected to begin December 2nd. All right, here's a look at the forecast. Today, sunny and windy. Tonight, partly cloudy. Tomorrow, temps in the 50s. The generation gap is widening when it comes down to how you define financial success. We're breaking down a survey revealing the magic salary number varies depending on how old you are. Boomers say you need to make just shy of 6 figures to be happy. Gen Z says it's more like 5 times that. Here's Fox 5's Teresa Priolo.
Have you ever thought of how much money you'd really have to make to consider yourself successful?
Minimum, starting right off the bat, 150.
I think you would have to make probably about 150, 200,000 a year.
250, 250K.
What if I told you that the number they found, the survey found, was 585,000?
Surprisingly ambitious.
The answer depends on where you live and what you define as success.
Oh, that's very nice.
Would you consider yourself financially successful if you made 580,000?
I would be very happy.
According to a survey by Empower, boomers, those born between 46 and 64, believe $99,900 is the magic number. Gen X, that's 1965 to 1980, says it's $212,000 and change. Millennials, that's 81 to 96, believe you don't need as much, only roughly $180,000, while Gen Z is working in another dimension, believing $587,000 and change makes you, quote unquote, successful.
When you think about only 10% of households are earning more than about $230,000 right now, that's a reality buster.
A reality buster, or maybe it's the result of growing up on social media.
Now millennials, but especially Gen Z, with TikTok and everything else getting shoved down their throat, they're seeing every day this just lofty view of what success, what happiness is.
The survey didn't address what comprises your view of success. Is it owning a home, driving a nice car, belonging to a country club, or just living life without the strain of a tight budget?
Instead of a survey, they should have asked all of those, people, can you give me your household budget? Are you paying your bills on time? Do you have any credit card debt? What's in your retirement account?
On the Upper East Side, Teresa Priolo, Fox 5 News.
A judge is expected to decide next week if Sean Diddy Combs will be released on bail and placed on home confinement. Combs was in court yesterday. He's currently being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. He's pleaded not guilty. His previous bail requests were denied because of concerns he might tamper with witnesses. Donald Trump's sentencing for his hush money conviction has been postponed indefinitely. It was supposed to take place next week, but the judge delayed it for a third time, calling for more filings from both sides about how to proceed before Trump's impending return to the White House. Trump's lawyers want the case dismissed. The Manhattan DA wants the conviction to remain and sentencing postponed until after Trump leaves office. Trump was convicted of falsifying business records to disguise payments to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. While inflation has gone down lately, it's not always translating to lower prices for consumers. Take menu prices at restaurants, for example. Once they go up, they don't usually come back down. But as Fox 5's Jody Goldberg shows us, there are at least 2 restaurants on Long Island trying to buck this trend.
While the rate of inflation has come down considerably over the past few years, menu prices at most restaurants have not.
Restaurants now are about 15% higher than prices before the pandemic. And last year alone, they went up 7%.
But But Tony's Tacos is among the restaurants on Long Island trending in the opposite direction. Owner Mike Scotto says he found the recipe for success.
We're keeping our price down.
Down by discounting everything on the menu by 20% at all of his locations. And since then, Scotto says he's seen a boost in business.
Chicken Milanese on the left.
The profit dollar amount did not change. It's the profit margin that changed. And the customer, instead of coming once a week, now they're coming 3 times a week.
Just to give you an idea, these taco lunch trays used to be $14 and now they're $10.50. Still, you get everything on it. I've had it before. Let's see. Tastes the same.
Fantastic. It's the same quality. It's the same quantity. We're just hoping to do more volume.
How is it doable? Scotto says he's cutting things like custom napkins and advertising.
Just cut what it doesn't matter.
Folks, how we doing today?
Lucharitos, another restaurant with locations across Long Island, is working with their purveyors to offer 15 to 25% discounts.
We set the pricing on what we wanted to price out for our customers, and we told them they need to get there.
Economist Dr. Martin Cantor says slashing prices will keep these restaurants in business.
Lower prices will get people in the door and more diners in a restaurant than anything else you can do.
The consensus, people are hungry for savings.
It's a good opportunity to bring people in.
That's great for everyone.
I can't believe they can do that and still make a profit.
They're making a profit and hope other restaurants will follow suit. Now that's food for thought. On Long Island, Jody Goldberg, Fox 5 News.
Pet stores in New York will soon be banned from selling dogs, cats, and rabbits. New York Attorney General Letitia James issuing a reminder about a new law that takes effect on December 15th. It's aimed at stopping dangerous, large-scale breeding operations known as puppy mills, where animals are often mistreated. Pet stores can still partner with rescue organizations to showcase animals available for adoption. Subway tokens, remember those? Well, if you don't, that's okay. The MetroCard big-footed them back in 2003. Well, if you do have some lying around, there's a locksmith in the village who will upcycle them for you. Here's Fox 5's Jessica Formoso.
Some New Yorkers may be too young to remember what these are.
When I was a kid, the Subway token was 15 cents, and it was the size of a dime.
New York City Subway tokens. That's what Phil Mortellaro, a master locksmith, is talking about.
We're a full-service locksmith shop. We do all phases of locksmithing, safes, all that. I've been a locksmith since 1964.
For decades, he's been operating out of the smallest freestanding building in New York City, 125 square feet. The walls are adorned with keys of all shapes and sizes, some hundreds of years old, and then there are these, the Subway token keys.
It's so iconic. It's New York. That token was New York City. It was no place else. My uncle Pete works for the transit. He was a conductor, and that Subway token always reminded me of my Uncle Pete. We all lived in the same apartment house, and I started last year. I started thinking about the Subway token. My Uncle Pete. He's long gone, of course. Then I just made one to go on a key for myself. Everybody I showed it to liked it even more than anything else I made.
And so he said, why not make a bunch and sell them?
There's a few hundred I've sold in the past year. And the people come, and usually I have them on a board out here with the other decorative heads. And by far, the Subway token, everybody wants the Subway token.
Now, Phil can get the key done in less than an hour. The price tag, $95. He solders the token to any key you want and polishes it. The tricky part is getting these discontinued tokens, costing him anywhere from $10 to $20 a piece.
Mostly coin dealers, people who sell on eBay.
His son, Philip Jr., who's learning the trade from his father, calls it a relic of time.
It's a real New York City memento, and it's, it's unique. There's nothing else like it.
No one can dispute that. In the Village, I'm Jessica Formoso, Fox 5 News.
Taking another look at the forecast, sunny and windy today, a high of 50, and basically more of the same tomorrow. Well, that does it for us this morning. I'm Stephanie Bertini. Have a great day. And remember, Fox 5 News is always streaming here on the Fox Local app.